Hello students, welcome to this next video. So in the last video we saw what is the meaning of trigonometry and I hope you know it now. And then we saw why we need to move from geometry to trigonometry. I just gave you one very simple example, right? Okay, so here we are going to actually start the subject. So for that, there is something written here, trigonometric ratios. So that is what we are going to define in this video. Okay, so that is what you will learn about in this video, right? So for that, uh, I will tell you that okay. So you should start with, there is a right angle triangle. There is a right angled triangle. Okay, so everybody knows what is a right angle triangle. A triangle whose one angle is 90 degree, whose one angle is 90 degree. Okay, so you have something like this. So you have a triangle whose one angle is 90 degree. Right, now can you tell me if one of the angle is 90 degree, then it is obviously because the sum of these two angles is 90 degrees, because total angle is 180 degrees. So both these angles are acute angles, they are less than 90 degrees, right? You understand that? Okay, so because, let me write down, suppose A, okay, I'll just use the notation which I have used in my notebook. You know, when I prepare my lecture, first I just write everything in my notebook. So I will also recommend that each of you should make your own notes, right? If even if you are following one particular book, there are so many things nowadays. You have internet, a vast knowledge is available. Whatever comes to your mind, you can search on internet, and maybe there are some very important and when some interesting points which you can note in your notes. So I will always recommend that all my students, you should make a very neat copy. It is so satisfying when you look at your notes, right? And it's not that you are just copying whatever is written in the book or whatever is teacher teaching in the class. You should write something which is more informative, which maybe you can later on use at some point in your life. But it is always a good practice that if you just make nice journals, right? Okay, so you have this triangle ABC. I have a right angle triangle. So this is the first point I'm starting with. So what I'm saying is, because A is 90 degree, so both angle B and C, they are less than 90 degree, because sum of the three angles is 180 degrees. So this plus this has to be 90 degree. Therefore angle B as well as angle C, they are acute angles. What are acute angles? Which are less than 90 degree. Okay, so suppose you are talking about angle C. Okay, so there is something which you should understand. If you are talking about angle C, if you concentrate on angle C, okay, then the side which is adjacent to angle C, first of all, the side which is opposite to right angle, that is called hypotenuse. Okay, so side which is opposite to right angle. Okay, so this is always irrespective of whether you are concentrating on angle C or angle B, hypotenuse is same, because it is the side which is opposite to right angle, right? So what is hypotenuse? You have a right angle triangle, so you have what is hypotenuse. So this is the side opposite to right angle. Okay, and if you are concentrating on angle C, then this side which is adjacent to C, okay, this is called adjacent side, and which is opposite to C, this is called opposite. Okay, so if you are concentrating on angle C, then you know the definition of hypotenuse. And then what is your adjacent? This is the side adjacent to angle C. And what is your opposite? Opposite is the side opposite to angle C. Okay, so once you have decided these three things, that is your hypotenuse, your adjacent side and your opposite side, then you can define the trigonometry ratios as this. So once you have these three things, you define sine C Okay, so this is sine of the angle C. Some people write like this. Some people, they'll just put sine C. So this is sine C is defined as opposite upon hypotenuse. Opposite upon hypotenuse. Then you have cos C. Cos C is adjacent upon hypotenuse. Adjacent upon hypotenuse. And then you have tan C, that is opposite upon hypotenuse. Okay, so these are the three things which you have to remember. Okay, first of all, it is important that you look at the angle, and then looking at the angle you will decide which is your adjacent side and which is your opposite side. Hypotenuse same, is always same. It is the side which is opposite to the 90-degree angle. Then you define sin C as opposite upon hypotenuse, cos C as adjacent upon hypotenuse, and tan C as opposite upon hypotenuse. Sometimes it is difficult to remember, so I'll just tell you, it's not very scientific. So you have something so ka to. Okay, so okay, I'm sorry, I just wrote it wrong. Opposite upon adjacent, I'm very sorry. Tan C is defined as opposite upon adjacent. Okay, so because I remember this thing that it is wrong here, so it is so ka toa. So this is how you can just remember, right? So ka toa, it's easy to remember. Now you see, so ka toa, S means sine of the angle, is defined as opposite upon hypotenuse. And if you look at here, ka, this is cos, is adjacent upon hypotenuse. And then you have this toa, so tan of the angle is opposite upon adjacent. Okay, so this is how you can just remember, so ka toa, right? So this is how these ratios are defined. So you should remember what is sine, what is cos, what is tan, right? Now for example, this was for angle C. Now again consider this this triangle. So you have this triangle, I have this BCA, this is my 90-degree, and suppose now I concentrate on angle B. I want to see what is sine B, what is cos B, and what is tan B. Now again, the side which is opposite to the 90-degree angle, that is your hypotenuse. Okay, and then the side which is adjacent to angle B, now this is your adjacent side because you are concentrating on angle B, and the side which is opposite to angle B, that is your opposite. Okay, so in this case you see what will be sine B, that will be opposite upon hypotenuse. Opposite here is AC upon hypotenuse BC, and cos B will be adjacent upon hypotenuse. So that is adjacent here is AB upon hypotenuse is your BC, and then your tan B will be opposite upon adjacent. Okay, so opposite here is AC upon AB. Is that okay? So this is how the ratios are defined, right? So we will deal with these things in detail. I'll give you some examples also, but first thing, you should be wondering from where this word sine comes, right? So here is not in much detail, but I just want to tell you that the first use of the idea of sine, okay, in the way we use it today, was in the work of Aryabhatiyam. This is a book written by Aryabhatta, right? So it is the, I'm talking about 500 AD. So this is a book Aryabhatiyam by Aryabhatta, where he used, he did not use this word sine, but he used that in this book, the ratio which we just defined, that it is opposite upon hypotenuse, the ratio first appeared, and Aryabhatta called that ratio as, he used in this book something called Ardhjaya. Ardhjaya is a Sanskrit word for half chord, in circles we have codes, right? So he used this word ardhya. Okay, so this book was about trigonometry, geometry, so many things were there in this book, right? So, and this word ardhya, which means half chord, ardh means half, jaya means chord, so it was later on shortened to jaya or jiva. Jiva is also chord. Okay, so this is a Sanskrit word for chord. Chord is in English, right? And then this book Aryabhatiam was translated to Arabic. Okay, there the word jiva was retained as such, but then it was translated to Latin. In that Latin, jiva, which is code in English, is sinus in Latin. Okay, it may be boring for you. You can skip this part if you are not much interested in history. So you can just skip this part, right? But I am interested in history, so I want my students to know a little bit, right? You don't have to remember these things, but they are, they are interesting. So this sinus is the word which means code. Actually, sinus means code. Okay, so code, this word, somehow code was used by Aryabhatta, who is, you can consider him as a forefathers of, or the pioneers who started trigonometry, right? So he used this word jiva. Jiva in English means code, in Latin it means sinus. Okay, and then from sinus it became sine. Okay, and then from there shortened to sine. Okay, so this is how this word appear. And then obviously he did not exactly use this jiva for this ratio, but this is how this sine word appeared. And similar is the story for cos and tan also. Okay, so if we look at for the recent times, there was a professor, astronomy professor Edmund Gunter. He was the first one who used this sign, but the origin is from this Aryabhatiam book by Aryabhatta from India. Okay, so this is how the story is for sign. Okay, you can skip this part if you are not interested. So let us go back. Again, I told you that you have to just remember, suppose you have a triangle whose one angle is 90 degree, and suppose this is the angle theta, then the side which is opposite to the angle 90 degree, that is your hypotenuse, which is opposite to theta is your opposite, and which is adjacent to your theta is your adjacent side. Then you have to remember what I told you. Okay, sine is opposite upon hypotenuse. Okay, opposite upon, so ka toa, right? So sine is your opposite upon hypotenuse, is your sine of the angle. I have written theta here. And then cos is your adjacent upon hypotenuse, and then your tan of theta is opposite upon adjacent. Okay, so this is what you have to remember. Fine. And also then we, having defined these ratios, we define their reciprocals. So these are called primary trigonometric ratios, and then we have reciprocal trigonometry ratios. So these are all the things which will be useful in answering the questions which I posed in the last video, that you have a triangle whose three sides are known but the angles are not known, right? So reciprocal trigonometry ratios, these are reciprocal of sine theta is called cosecant theta, and the word used is COSEC. And then reciprocal of cos theta is called secant theta, we write it as sec theta. And then reciprocal of tan theta is your cot theta. Okay, so these are the things, these are the reciprocal trigonometric ratios, right? So you should remember these ratios, right? Now one more thing I would like you to note, that suppose you have if you have a triangle, suppose I have this triangle here, I have this side, this is 30 degree. Okay, and again suppose I just make it a little bigger. Okay, so this is very important. You should understand this thing, right? So this is important note, right? So here suppose this is my triangle ABC, and here is this triangle, say DE. So this angle is 90 degree and this angle is 90 degree, right? Now you see here, if I just look at this smaller triangle, right students, then what is my sine 30 degree? Can you tell me? If I look at smaller triangle, what is sine 30 degree? That will be, because this opposite side is this, so AC is my hypotenuse, okay, this is my adjacent and this is my opposite. So sine 30 degree is opposite, which is AB, upon AC. Fine students? Okay. Now again I am drawing this picture. So you have something like this. You have A, B, C. This angle is 30 degree. Okay. And this angle is 90 degree and this angle is 90 degree as well. And this is G. Now suppose I don't look at the smaller triangle and I look at the bigger one. So this is the bigger triangle I am looking at. Right. Now look at this triangle. Here, if I concentrate on this angle 30 degree, so because this is my opposite side, opposite to 30 degree, and this will be my adjacent side, and this will be my hypotenuse, because this is opposite to 90 degrees. So here my sine 30 degree will be what? That will be DE, opposite, upon CD. It means that, now you see, you must be confused that sine 30 degree, how it is equal to AB upon AC and DE upon CD. It means the moment you change the triangle, the sine 30 degree will change, but that is wrong, because for a fixed angle, if your angle is fixed 30 degree, sine will be always same, no matter what triangle you are using. So can you tell me here what just happened? Okay, now you look at the picture again, students, and you will understand why we just studied similar triangles before this. So you see here you have AB, C, here you have DE. So look, this angle is 30 degree, this is 90 degree, and this is 90 degree. So what is this angle? Okay, here the sum of three angles is 180 degree. So that gives you that this angle is 60 degree. Similarly, D, C and E is 180 degree. So this angle is 60 degree. So if you look at triangle ABC, in triangle ABC, you have angle C in triangle ABC and big triangle CDE. Angle C is common. Okay, so you can write like this: angle, this smaller angle ACB. Angle ACB is same as angle DCE. Okay, you understand? And then your angle CAB is equal to angle CDE, and your angle CBA is equal to angle CED. These angles are equal. So all the three angles are equal. Therefore, triangles are similar. Triangle ABC is similar to triangle CDE. Now, similar triangle means side ratios is equal. So, it means that AB upon DE is same as what? AC upon CD. So that means AB upon AC is same as DE upon CD. So now you see, AB upon AC is same as DE upon CD. So no matter what is the size of your triangle, if angles are same, then you will get the ratio same. It means that sine 30 degrees remaining same. If you calculate from here also or from here, you will get the same answer. Sine 30 degree will be same. So here, because these triangles are going to be similar, if you just make the size bigger but the angles remain same, then the triangles, they are similar, therefore side ratios will be similar, and you have defined sine, cos, tan, everything as ratios. So they will be same. Okay students, so let me tell you what is the takeaway from this video. So what you should understand. So what is takeaway? So you should know, first of all, you should know what is hypotenuse, okay, what is opposite side and what is adjacent side, and then you know, right, you should have so ka toa, right. So this is how sine, cos and tan are defined, right. And then you should know what is cosecant, okay, opposite of sine is cosecant, opposite of cos is secant, and opposite of tan is cot, right. I define it cot, right. Okay, did I define it somewhere? Yeah, opposite of tan is cot, right. This is cotangent. Tan is something called tan is called tangent of the angle, and cot is cotangent of the angle, right. And also this is one thing, and second thing is size of triangle does not matter or will not change the ratios, the value of the ratios. So we have now these sine, cos, tan, sine, cos, tan, then we have cosecant, secant and cot. These are the 6 trigonometric ratios which we have with us, right. Is that okay? So you should remember, so you should keep on practicing. Okay, I'll just give you one problem and you can just solve it and write your answers in the comment box, right. So I have this here, PQR, this is my 90 degrees, right. So I want you to write what is sine angle P, cos angle P, tan angle P, okay, then cosecant of angle P, then what is secant of angle P, then what is cot of angle P. So this is just for example, here sine P will be, for P this is my opposite and this is hypotenuse, right. So it is RQ upon RP. So you have to write like this. Similarly you have to tell me what is sine angle Q, cos angle Q, tan angle Q, cosecant angle Q, secant angle Q and cot angle Q. Okay, so this is your homework. Just write it in the comment box, right. So if you have any doubts also, you can write in the comment box. If you have any suggestions also, you can write in the comment box. And student, please practice these things. You should watch this video, and then whatever book you are having, whatever book you are following for your trigonometric lessons, you should practice some questions from there. And in the next video, we are also going to practice. Okay students, okay, keep enjoying this trigonometric videos, and you should learn it very carefully. Okay, thank you for watching. Share this video and subscribe to this.